Hi. Now I have, not only MSDs of Benchmark, but the stalwarts of Benchmark. No one can tell you the Benchmark story better than these two guys, Sachin and Jagdish. People know Benchmark with this. Okay, Sachin and Jagdish, Benchmark. So both of them are there for 17 years almost. Uh, Jagdish can correct me in this as well, like 17.5. So they are there for long and uh, they have seen it all. Uh, so instead of me asking them about things, we can start with Sachin. You guys joined together. So what all have you seen? You can go in stages like when you joined and till date.
So I joined Benchmark as a junior developer. Okay, almost 17 years back, you can say. And my joining Benchmark, we can say, was kind of an accident, you can say, because my close friend, right, both of us were working with the company in Vashi, right, and we were not happy working there. We were not used to the all rush kind of a thing in Mumbai. So, he got a call from a Benchmark for an interview, and I just accompanied him. I just came with him, okay, and so the HR then, processed his interview and mine as well, okay, because I was there.
Okay.
And interview didn't went well. I think it was Rahul who took my interview. So I was a bit nervous, you can say. But then HR told me, अरे डरो मत, हो जाएगा तुम्हारा.
बहुत जरूरत है.
Right. So that's how I started my journey, you can say, with Benchmark.
Okay.
And after that, yes, I did work as a programmer for a few years. I think in 2010, I think somewhere in 2010. So typically, I did not enjoy programming. Okay. Because I didn't feel that was what I could do ever. Okay. So
yeah, we got to know that.
Yeah. So Anupam already explained that to you.
मतलब मेरा एक्चुअली मतलब बोलने का इंटेंशन था कि ये कोड ऐसा गंदा मतलब कौन कर सकता है ये था.
So in 2010, I was having this chat with HR, and I think that somehow changed the direction of
your career.
Yeah, my career, you can say. So I think they also figured it out that I was not good at what I was doing. Okay. So then I was having chat with HR, and she said me that maybe if you consider the next path for your career, then would you mind doing requirement gathering kind of a thing? Okay, because we feel you're good at say communication, or you can speak well. So are you willing to do that? So I thought, well, yes, that's what I would like to do or love to do. And that's how it started.
Okay.
So if that would have not happened, I think I would have not been here. Okay, because again, programming was not what I loved.
Okay. So Jagdish, but you still are geek. Like he let programming go, but you didn't. So how did it all start for you?
So I'm from Nasik, so I was happy working at Nasik.
Okay.
That was like I was working with the topmost company like that ever existed in Nasik. There was software, technology, IT park, and then one of my friend joined Benchmark. He was my classmate. He joined here as a TL, and he said, "Do you want to come to Pune?" I did like time pass for 1 month. Let me do some preparations. I will just come. like we are hiring, we need more people, and you will easily do it. There was one telephonic round. Then I came for an interview, and then the HR said, "Okay, we called you for joining, not for interview." So, so
They didn't interview you.
there was one telephonic round, and then there was a recommendation from my friend. I mean, he's good, so he will do it.
That doesn't happen anymore with Benchmark. Just FYI.
And that was a phase where like the HR was projecting the stories like we are a 20 people company. In a month we will be 80 people. We are hiring. And yeah, that's where I joined, and and then we were a 20 people company
But did you believe that?
Yeah, I believed that because he was hiring like crazy, like 20
Then
people
you
every month.
changed over the years and stopped believing in things? Or-
No, like they were hiring, and like 20 people were coming and 20 people were going every month.
So why were people leaving?
Not leaving.
They were sent home?
That was the recruitment process, you can say. Like they were hiring.
That was the recruitment.
And I mean, that's how. So I used to do just my stuff.
That's how I also got recruited, right?
I used to do my stuff, and then we started, like there were very, very small projects with 20 people. Used to only focus on my work, and somehow I got highlighted for my work. Then Rahul started like pushing me into anything that is problematic. Maybe that's how he showed the confidence in me. And then things started moving slowly. So
I mean, now that people look up to you as technical architect, how would you rate yourself as a programmer on the scale of 10?
so considering like what we are following right now and what I was doing there, I will still rate 5.
5.
Yeah, because those projects were really small, and there was not much scope. No, there was nobody to guide on what to do, how to do it. But still, I used to do my best, take that project out of that danger zone to the safe delivery.
So you were handling all those red, maroon, and darker
Yes.
shades of 50
So,
shades of red.
It felt like a Hollywood movie. Like you see, those people are on a mission. Like there is 1.5 hour movie. Towards last 5 minutes, they are returning home from the mission, and they get a call. Okay, there is one more danger there. That's how you stay up. You finish one thing, and next day you get a call from Rahul. "Arey, there is one project. Can you look into it?"
Sachin started wearing red from 2010. This is basically a shade of the project status. Is it that? Is that the case?
So I never limited myself only into programming. So it was like, can you look into it? And I used to do everything.
Yeah.
So it might be project management, it might be talking to the client, it might be business analysis, it might be testing. And somehow maybe that gave Rahul the confidence that he can call me for any project.
You're a man of all seasons, same.
Yeah, but that created a lot of trouble for me. It's like you get excited for a project, like, okay, you are going home for a weekend. You get a call, okay, we have an exciting project. That was like, that's, let's say, for a big TV channel. They are hosting a show. You get excited, and then we have to complete this in 15 days. And then you have to stay for like late night till 1, 2 a.m. every day to finish that. And once that finishes, there is a new challenge. So it all got started that then the first thing we thought of correcting is the recruitment process. The pain that we saw, like people coming and going.
Why did you change the recruitment process?
To hire better people.
Okay, so you agreed that the way you were recruited was not right,
Yes.
and Benchmark just got lucky to have you guys. Is it the case?
I think what happened is, I think when we moved to Baudan, right, and that's where both of us we were into different roles, right? I mean, managing things. He was more into technical, and I was more.
It was about 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can say that. And I think that's where both of us we got a cabin to sit in, right? And I think that's where we started discussing on the problems that we had and what can be done or what should be done to maybe overcome those challenges that we had. And I think that's where we came up with different processes, you can say, right, which can help the interviews or hiring the candidates as well as delivering the projects in a better way. I think we got a good support from Rahul and others as well, where I felt we got the freedom, right, to experiment, you can say, and maybe we failed in few as well, but I think those were the learnings that we got.
Did you guys, I mean, you worked together for 17 years now, so was there a competition between two of you?
Yeah, that's what we wished we would have, and I mean, few of them said as well that why there is no competition between you.
There was no competition.
So truly,
I mean, for you,
there wasn't.
there was no. I'm sure Jagdish.
No.
has a-
So even while we were working on a same project, we were working on a completely different thing.
The areas where I think
The areas
we
were different.
areas.
Even as a programmer, it was completely different. What they were working on, like he and the group, and I had a completely distinct module to work on.
he had elite projects, you can say.
Yeah, I have heard one of those things like when Jagdish was a manager, I heard that Jagdish only works with good people. Is it true? I mean, someone of scale 5 programmer wants only good people in his team. So why is that?
That's how I gauged the quality of efforts that were required for the projects that were assigned to me. So even before you start working on it, if you are able to analyze what kind of efforts are required, and when you say only with good people, so I used to take those efforts in hiring those people also. So you would not believe it, there were like hundreds of interviews and then you shortlist 3 or 4 people.
So you are HR's favorite.
Not the favorite. So the HR still remembers me for
In the other ways.
Yeah. I was being sarcastic.
Yeah. So actually, you might have seen that the HR who joined back, the first thing she remembered about me was this same thing.
So, I mean, you have seen everything. So you must have felt happiness, sadness, anger, everything. So how do you feel now? I mean,
I'm pretty satisfied, you can say, with so what we have seen in last 17 years, right, and where we are today rather. So I'm quite satisfied with the progress that we have done as a company and the individual progress as well. Yes.
and which is the part that you enjoyed the most?
I think it was the entire journey, you can say. I cannot differentiate between the say the early part or the middle journey or the journey that I'm having now. I think it was the entire journey.
Okay.
It's very hard to differentiate.
Pick one.
Yes, pick one.
That you can pick a couple of them. I mean, so Jagdish, So, as I said, you worked only with good people, but you rate yourself as a average programmer. So, and now you are technical architect. So, how did you change as a person? I mean, from an average programmer to a technical architect, you were a manager in between. So that was a different track. So can you explain how did you change as a professional, as a person? Now you come across as a very silent, geeky person who cracks jokes sometimes. But were you always like that?
No, maybe I was a totally different person maybe 10 years back, or maybe even 5 to 7 years back. I was very aggressive. I used to get angry quite often
Wow.
with the people. Like, I also got feedbacks that people are fearful to come to office if they have to face me. Many of the people might not believe it, but that's what I have felt, I have dealt with. Then, yeah, again, as you know, like, while talking with Rahul, you get the way he delivered those feedbacks. Then you get to know how your behavior is impacting others. So, and then I started correcting myself. Then that helped me in managerial skills as well. And then again, naturally, I'm an analyst. So added the technical abilities that gives some edge in trying to find solutions. And I guess that helped me fit into that role
Okay.
more than being an average programmer.
So now you don't shout at people.
Very rarely.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
I hope that's true.
That's what I think.
So Sachin is the most organized person I know in Benchmark and outside as well. I haven't seen. I can't even look at his calendar actually. I mean, it is always packed. It is very difficult to get a meeting with Sachin. You have to catch him in between when he's walking or something. So, were you always disorganized, or the mess made you?
I think I got that that characteristics from my parents, you can say, right? Because my dad is also pretty bit organized in the way how he does his own thing. I mean, when he used to work as well as at home, and my mother also used to work. So she was. I mean, both of them had their own schedules when we were small and as we grew up. But I think that's where I got the characteristics, you can say, of being organized. And I believe, let's see, some of the qualities that I have now, right, in terms of managing people or say doing what I'm doing now, it's mostly inherited from them.
So even for today's shoot, we actually have to do it so late because Sachin wasn't free. So what is the most, I mean, I asked Sachin about the toughest situation, but he didn't answer. I mean, can you tell me what is the most emotional moment for you in last 17 years? I mean, which made you feel, I don't know, I mean, happy or sad, whatever, but what?
There were many actually. I would not. Like,
of course, there would be many, 17 years.
Yeah. So it like right from start till here, like there were many small moments, touchy moment, emotional moment, the feedback that you get from customers, the customer that you worked with like 5 to 7 years back, he still remembers you. And that happens through very small moments when some salesperson reaches out to them and they say, oh yeah, I work with your company for some small project and say my hi to Jagdish. And then that makes you feel very happy inside.
Nice.
That guy still remembers you. You worked only for 3 months with him. Actually, my English improved with talking to one of the customer. Like he was working on prototypes for 1 year. You cannot imagine prototypes for 1 year. And I used to have calls with him almost 2 hours a day. And maybe that's how I also developed a business understanding of how things work. He was very passionate about his business, and he wanted to build a prototype so that he can raise funds. And he used to explain me everything. I used to listen to it. I used to talk to him, and then that helped me a lot. So even after a couple of years after, or maybe 4 to 5 years, when he came back, the first feedback he gave me, like, I remember you the first day you were talking to me, and now the way you are talking right now, there is a huge difference. I see a totally different person. And these are very smaller things.
Yeah.
And there are many such incidents with your past customers, even with within the company you say. I mean, there are many.
And Sachin, how do you think we have changed as an organization over the years? I mean, like what I know is in 2014 we had a meeting where people were told to, control their mobile usage. So from there, I don't know, was that rule made by you? I'm sure you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I was part of it, you can say. So yeah, I mean, we had few crazy rules you can think of. But I think as a company, right, we have came a very long way, and right now I believe we are more quality centric. Okay, in whatever things we do. A few years back, if I look, then yes, we sometimes used to do away with the quality because of XYZ reasons. But since last couple of years, we are more quality centric, and we are making sure that whatever we deliver is of the utmost quality. And I think we are going beyond the ways, we can say, to make sure it happens. So that's the pretty important change I've seen in us as a company.
So looking back, do you think, or can you tell a couple of things to us that you would have done differently?
So a while ago, Ajay gave an example, right, of one of the project where he said after release they had to work for, say, like 30-40 hours straight.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times we have worked almost 37-40 hours without single minute of sleep.
Right. So if I have to redo that situation, or if say, now that I look back at it, right, I think I made a big mistake as a project manager, you can say.
Okay.
Right, because maybe I mean, at that point we were thinking more in terms of rather we were having more human touch, we can say. I mean, I rather as a project manager believed few people on that project, which cost that, that was the cost that we had to pay, you can say.
Okay.
So we should be more, what we can say, we should focus more on the facts rather than trusting, just the person.
The data, you mean?
The data, yeah. So
right.
That is one of the incidents I would relate to what Ajay just mentioned.
So coming back to the competition thing, Jagdish, you didn't answer. You ever felt competition with Sachin? I mean, Sachin is a delivery head, and he has always been in contact with more number of people, the clients, and more visibility as such. So you felt that you're missing out on it?
Not missing out, but somehow I felt like, okay, that's the role I'm assigned. because of whatever I do.
Yeah, but that's the role you're saying that's the role that you were assigned. That was not your choice. Do you mean that?
As I explained earlier, so it was like, okay, can you do this? And I used to do it. So I never thought, okay,
So do you regret not being able to say no to it?
no, I enjoyed everything. So I enjoyed doing business analysis. Initially I enjoyed project management, but later I thought, okay, that's not my plate. So I again switched to either analysis or technicals.
That you switched or you were switched?
No, I showed some disinterest in that. So
I think he thought anyone can do project management.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's how it is.
with good people. I'm sure you think project management as kind of secondary role.
Not secondary. I
Project management, people management, HR,
found it boring.
sales.
I found it boring. So to plan things and then just to control it from outside, and I wanted like to do actual contribution.
And you think sales, HR, and project
No,
management are not.
You are now putting those things. It started with project management.
Do you think he means that? I mean, HR guys. But I'm talking about the competition.
Not the competition, but somehow I felt like, okay, this is because of my role, because I'm going into details, so I'm put into solving those problems.
Okay.
And that's what I felt like I have to do, because if you are put in here, you have to solve it and take it further.
Okay. Anybody wants to ask question? I mean, you can ask question. I mean, I will say it here if you.
Would like to hear about the most intense or most wild fight that they would have done between both of them.
So you said there was no competition. Sachin also said there was never a competition. I believe you. I'm sure there was. But have you guys ever fought on anything? You won't, right? I'm sure. There would be differences, right? I mean,
No, I mean, I really, I don't remember it. There wasn't any.
so I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, if you had you fought, I mean, things could have been better, right? The changes that you see today would have been made
10 years back?
10 years back.
They might just beat you.
So do you think the changes which are happening now are because we are fighting?
I don't know. You don't fight. That's why. I mean, that's why things are getting delayed. So you want to? I mean, you guys can speak whatever you want apart from the questions I asked. I mean, things that you want to tell the newcomers, people who love you here, actually. I mean, they do this. I'm serious.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason they are here, right? I mean,
Yeah, very few of them.
still late, very few.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So I want to ask the same question that you asked Sachin. What is there something that that today, looking back, you think that is that you would have done it differently, or for examples?
So I'll have to repeat this. So Dharmendra wants to ask you that the question I asked Sachin, that what are the things that you think you should have done differently?
Mm-hmm. differently, if you say, speaking up what I feel about the process, I think I made a delay in communicating that.
Although you were aware of,
Yes.
and why is that?
I'm not sure why I did that, but I feel it now.
Okay. No, but you didn't find the reason why you delayed it.
Yeah, just like I found a strong reason to change the recruitment process.
You didn't find a strong reason to change the other processes.
Not a strong reason, maybe I was getting, okay,
You were getting what?
that's not my responsibility. So you are assigned to do this, so focus on this.
Okay.
So if I should have avoided that, maybe things could have changed.
Was that Sachin's responsibility, you thought?
No.
No, you didn't think.
I thought everything was my responsibility. So I was,
Yeah. So, I mean, I was going to come to that. Did you always feel like that everything is your responsibility?
most of the time, you can say.
Yeah, because when I joined Benchmark, I was told that we were arranging a party, and I was told that we have to check the menu once with Sachin. So, yeah, and this is true. I mean,
Yeah, it's true.
but yeah, I mean, I'm sure because you took responsibility, that's why people assigned you things.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it slowly happened to be. Okay, so initially, as I said, right, when since 2010 or 11, right, 11, 12, since I changed rather my role was changed, right. I think since then it started happening that I started feeling that, okay, I have to change everything, I have to do everything. And that's how I mean, started getting into that role.
Right. So, enough of past now. I mean, how do you see benchmark, say, in 2030, 2025, let's say? But 2025 is nearby, so say 5 years down the line. Where do you see benchmark? I mean, with the pace that we are growing or with the changes that are happening? Or where do you want to take it? I mean,
So I would say I would like benchmark to be, right, a more reliable partner, right, for all the customers with whom we are working.
right.
Right now we can say we are a little bit struggling on that side. Okay. Recent discussions which I had with all the current customers that we have. I mean,
So you
this
found
was
there is a
highlight-
huge scope of
There is a
improvement.
huge scope of improvement, and I believe we can do that because with the new crowd that we are getting in, we are focusing more on, I think, smartness, right, than on hard work. And I think this is definitely going to change the picture in the coming future.
This is really profound, I mean, and not a marketing type of
No.
thing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Where do you see Jagdish?
Yeah, so as Sachin already mentioned, so we will be moving towards becoming a reliable partner, but at the same time, more on the technology side as well. So a technically competent, reliable partner. So right now, what most of the customers look at vendors is, okay, just the workers, okay, we tell you what to do and you just do it. And when we say a technically competent partner, that would be more on a consulting side, who they should rely on us on whatever problems they have for solving those problems, not just as a workers.
And that's why we have solutions in our company now.
Yes.
So we should live up to that.
Yeah.
So Jagdish, I have heard a interesting story about when you actually got recruited or interviewed, I guess. So what was that? I mean,
Okay. So
is that true?
yeah, that's true. So after that initial telephonic round, so I was called to visit the office for the formal process of interview and not joining the interview. And then the office was at Prathamesh apartment, Kothurud depot, in that residential building. So the interview was done. The HR told me to wait outside. There were like 2 other candidates sitting with me for the interview, and then that office boy came in and said, "You can go." Okay, I just left the building, and then I was walking out on the road, and then I heard someone calling my name, "Hey, Jagdish." I said, I'm coming to the Pune for the first time, into Kothurud for the first time. Who knows me here? Then I looked at, so the HR was calling from the window. तुझको जाने के लिए नहीं बोला था ऊपर
So the other 2 guys were rejected and you were selected.
Yes, so he said, "मैं तुमको तो joining के लिए ही बुलाया था."
कैसे कैसे लोग रहते हैं यार यहाँ पर.
So what did it make you think? I mean, क्या लोग हैं यार, मतलब ऐसे कौन बोला?
The first day was even more funny.
If that was not enough.
If that was not enough, the first day was even more funny. So when I went for an interview, the HR gave me a bigger picture. Like, we will be becoming an 80 people company. We are shifting to a new office. So by the time you join, we will be in the new office. So I joined in the new office at this Balewadi Fata next to Signet Corner.
Ah.
That was day 1. So company was having 4-day holiday for moving. And on Monday, they were starting operation, like we were starting operation from here. I came at 9:30, nobody was there. And then after some time, the security guard told me, "Just wait inside." And after the HR came in, and then he said, "Take your machine from Vijay sir." So I started finding who is Vijay sir. And by that time, the networking was not done. Then Vijay came out from some table below. Like he was crimping the cables. And he said, "Machine को Monday को, next Monday."
Next Monday.
अभी सब setup चल रहा है. We will give you machine later. And then okay, what should I do? So ऊपर वाले like go upstairs and wait. You can sit there till then. Then I came back. I said, "Somebody is sleeping there on the table." He said, "Who is it?" Then he came with me. "It's Rahul. You don't know Rahul? He's the owner of the company." It was like they were moving all that stuff over the weekend. Everybody was very tired. And that was my day 1.
Awesome. Was your first day also that dramatic?
No, it was.
Who
No,
who
I mean,
emerged from under the table? That
I joined when we were here at the Kothurud depot itself.
okay.
So I joined the earlier office that is at Prathamesh apartment.
Okay. So you joined before him. That's what you are implying.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
So you are senior, yeah.
than him, yeah.
Yeah,
I
maybe
got
when I gave the interview, he joined at that time.
Oh, okay. But you also were called to join, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for talking to us. I mean, I know there is a lot of that we can talk, but we have some time constraints. So we'll stop. But thank you for talking to us. Benchmark loves you. Thank you.